If you're super busy or you want to be more time efficient, is there a way that you can get a great muscle building workout in half the time as someone who spends an hour in the gym? The answer is yes. I'm going to show you how you can build muscle fast in the gym in only 30 minutes flat, and why rushing through your workouts may actually be more beneficial for building muscle. The method that I'm talking about is called Myo Reps, and it might just change your life. So Myo Reps are a lifting technique that were created by Norwegian strength coach Berg Fagerli, and it was popularized in the mid-2000s. They were designed to stimulate muscle growth by maximizing muscle fatigue in a short period of time.
In order to stimulate the muscle to grow, you need to activate all muscle fibers within the muscle. So it's like a separation, like a gradient from the very low threshold fibers that are a more endurance type, and towards the more explosive and stronger type 2 fibers. There's also like intrinsic separations between those fibers, but roughly speaking, those are the muscle fibers within the muscle.
So when we want to build muscle, we want to do 3 things specifically. Number 1 is we want mechanical deformation. Now, this doesn't mean that we're trying to deform the muscle, but what this does mean is that we want to stretch and contract the muscle under load to create a cellular response for growth to occur. Second, we want to recruit as many motor units and muscle fibers as much as possible. And third, we want to create metabolic stress. And this just means we want the muscles to work harder. You see, when the muscles work hard, this leads to a buildup of byproducts like lactate and hydrogen ions. And this buildup creates this hostile environment within the muscle, which triggers this adaptive response that should lead to muscle growth. And the theory is that Myo Reps does all of these because of the high levels of fatigue that you put the muscles through. This means that you can do a couple of things. You can build muscle with using lighter loads, and also you can build muscle in half the time. So here's how to do Myo Reps. Now, the very first thing is exercise selection. You want to choose an exercise or a workout machine that is going to incur the least amount of risk when it comes to injury. You see, the thing about Myo Reps is that they are intense, so you don't necessarily want to be doing this on a barbell back squat or on a barbell deadlift, where the risk for injury is a little bit higher than that of using a machine. The second step is that you want to choose a load that you can do between 5 to 15 repetitions. You're going to do your first set, which is called an activation set, and you're going to go and do as many reps as you can, and stopping at least 1 to 2 reps before failure. Now, here's the important part. After you're done that first activation set, you're going to put the weight back, you're going to breathe for at least 3 to 5 breaths, or if it's too fatiguing, you're going to leave it up to 10 breaths in total. And then you are going to use the same load and then do as many reps as you can, again, stopping between 1 to 2 reps before failure.
It's useful to know where your fatigue or failure point is. So spending some time getting to know your own fatigue and failure dynamics, how much do reps slow down? Because some underestimate and think they're training to failure or 1 rep from failure, and they're actually 5 reps from failure. And if that's you, then you're losing out on a lot of muscle growth.
Now, when you're doing the breathing exercises, you don't just want to breathe normally. You want to be very conscious in the way that you breathe, because this is going to act as your rest period, and that is also going to be a way to get more oxygen into your muscles. So the way that I breathe in between my sets are in through the nose for about, I'd say 4 seconds, and out through the mouth for about 7 seconds. And then what this does is it allows me to bring my heart rate down, which allows me to be more efficient when I get into the working sets. Now, using the sample that we used, you're going to be doing the activation set. Now, after you've breathed, you're going to be doing those mini sets for about 2 to 5 sets on top of the activation set. So let's use an example for an incline bench press. So if I'm doing incline bench press, I'm going to probably do anywhere between 12 to 15 repetitions. I'm going to be stopping for at least, I'd say 3 to 5 deep breaths. And then I'm going to be doing my mini sets. So the mini sets are going to be anywhere between 2 to 4 repetitions on top. After I'm done those, I'm going to be making sure that I'm doing my breathing exercises and then going about it again. And I'm going to be doing that for about 2 to 5 short mini sets. Now again, I have to put this in there that I'm always stopping at least 1 to 2 reps before failure. So here is an example of me doing a Myo Rep set. Now you may be wondering, does this actually work? Well, the science is still early, but it is very encouraging. So in 2022, a team of researchers at the University of Tampa, Florida, compared 1 set of Myo Rep sets to 3 normal sets and found that the muscle growth was the exact same. And this is despite the subject spending 70% less time and doing 30% less reps. So here's my experience when I did Myo Reps. So when I had my second child back in April of 2023, I didn't have almost any time to go to the gym and to do the types of workouts that I was used to doing. And anything that you should know going from 1 kid to 2 kids is it's like going from 1 kid to like 5 kids. You're not playing zone defense anymore, you're playing man to man. And it was a strain on both my wife and myself, and also the time that we had to take care of ourselves. So with limited time, I had to employ Myo Reps to do my workouts. And let me just get this out of the way first, that Myo Reps are not easy. They are hard. Just because you're getting in less time in the gym does not mean that you are doing less intensity. These might actually be even more intensity than doing straight sets. The process of stopping a set when you think you're done and then having a very short rest period to doing another set on top of that, it can be intense, not gonna lie about that. Now, when I use Myo Reps, I was using mainly machines for most of my lifts. I was using also dumbbells as well, sometimes barbells, but I was always making sure that the risk to reward ratio was low. So anytime that I would do a barbell exercise, I would make sure that it would be a safe one, or anytime that I do any exercise, I just make sure I do it in a safe way to make sure that I'm not going to mess myself up. Because again, Myo Reps can be intense. Now, after switching to Myo Reps, the intensity led to insane muscle soreness for the next 48 hours after doing my first week of workouts. Now, I know that muscle soreness is not necessarily a sign that you are gaining muscle, but it is still a sign that you are putting the muscles through a new type of stimulus in order to exhibit more growth. Now, the best part is that my workouts were getting done in half the time. Instead of spending an hour in the gym, I was spending like 30 minutes. And to me, especially trying to keep myself in shape while having the second baby, that was huge. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't have any time to go to the gym. Now, do you have 90 minutes a week to go to the gym? I'm going to say yes. If you are intentional and you make health a priority, then you can find those 30-minute blocks to get a quick workout in, and Myo Reps are a great way to do that. Now again, the studies on Myo Reps are early, but they are looking like a great alternative to build muscle, especially if you're strapped for time. And look, if you have all the time in the world and you can work out 2 hours a day and you don't have to worry about how much time you're spending in the gym, then by all means, you may not need Myo Reps. But if you're like me and you don't have all the time in the world, you're running a business, you're trying to take care of multiple kids, you're trying to support a family, and you're also trying to have a social life, then you may want to employ some form of Myo Reps into your training so you can save some time instead of spending it all in the gym.
Like a Myo Rep set requires, compared to the traditional sets you need for an equal muscle growth stimulus, it requires 70% less time. And for busy people that don't want to live in the gym, that's a huge benefit.
So there are many roads to building muscle, and this actually may be a really great one to do it. Now, I did a free guide on how to do Myo Reps, and if you want that free guide, you can just click the link in the description and you can grab it for free. And yes, if you like this video, please subscribe, and talk to you on the next one. Take care. Bye.